Today is the day, our very first Whatnot stream. I am pretty excited. 3 hours from now, we're gonna fire it all up. We've got our big screen TV for the chat. We've got our light and our iPad to actually run the auctions off of. And at the end of the video, we're gonna go through it. How many items did we sell? Was it a bomb? What was the whole experience like? It should be very interesting because it's our first one, right? Now, as far as the items we are going to sell, this is what we've got up. 2 to 3 pound items, 1 to 2 pound, which makes up the majority of the toys here, the pound toys, and then the small. And we've also got tiny over here. Now, from what I could see, a lot of the other sellers break it up into categories. You've got tiny, small, medium, large, extra large, whatever, however you want to label it. And on our stream, I just put the numbers. I'm running a 1 to 2 pound item. I'm running a 12 to 15 ounce item. That to me, especially for the very first stream, the very first show, I don't know what Whatnot calls it here. I think it's show. That just seemed like it would be easy for me to line up. I don't have to overthink it, and we'll just see how it goes. The post office dropped off my mail bags. So not only do we sell the items, then we got to box them all up and mail them out. And in order to do that, we will put everything into these bags. You'll have all the barcodes on the packages, but they will all be associated to one single barcode that the post office will scan. As far as getting the rest of the 32K buy wrapped up, I'm still working on it. Having to do that Whatnot stuff, it took a little bit of time. It really did, but I think I've got a really good system down, and I had to run the router for Toy Store 2.0. So I don't know if we can see the cable there, but the Wi-Fi, the wireless router, is actually next door in the toy store in the back room. So you had to go through like 6 walls to get here, and we just needed to do something different. So I ran the cable, and that took some time. The day after our first Whatnot stream, I was so exhausted yesterday, I wasn't gonna be able to do the update, but we will do the update now. I do have some eBay orders to get done. We're gonna talk about that. eBay versus Whatnot. Is eBay gonna still be around? I'll be surprised if we keep doing eBay, because yesterday we sold 240 items in 3 hours. And what are my thoughts? What did I think? It was really cool. It was a pretty fun thing. We sold those toys in 3 hours. I was surprised at some of the pricing. All of these little people that we've had so many of, the Squid Games, the Scoops Ahoys, they did really well. 15 bucks, 12 bucks, 17 bucks, and we couldn't even sell those on dollar day at our clearance sales. Bath toys did well. These Mega Pokemon. I was a little surprised by the Lego. I felt like Lego trended really low, and it did. Some of the Lego went for probably 50% of what we get in the store. So we're gonna have to take a look at the best way to run our Lego. But overall, I was super happy with the sales. We had a lot of help in the chat. We almost messed it up right away. I'll show everybody our system for tagging, okay? Because it evolved throughout the show. Here is the category name and the number of the item. When we started, I just kind of thought every item had its own lot number through the entire auction. Well, it's by category. So we had to stop kind of on the fly or reprint tags, but we figured it out. We had a lot of help, like I said, from chat, and it was fun. It really was. Setup. How do I think we're gonna change the setup? We've got some really good ideas. We were learning on the fly. First thing, if it's on this shelf back here, it's got to be for sale, okay? So I'm gonna have to go through before Tuesday, clean all of this out, and put items that we can pull off the shelves if people want us to run that. Big thing, I had people all chat saying, pull that off the shelf, pull that, and lesson learned. The second thing we're gonna do, the tubs kind of worked. They really did. You load up your tubs with your items pre-weighed and you run them. I would just turn this table sideways. You can stack your tubs like this, run it, and it worked. As far as handing the items off, my mom was here, my brother was here. We did a really good job of keeping the items flowing. You're just gonna tag them and then line them up on these tables over here when you are done, ready to ship. I think 3 hours is a good block of time for us to run these starting off. I really do. 250 to 300 items. Once we get the shipping down and we get our efficiency up a little bit, we will run more items. A lot of the things we ran, we've got so many of. And I think we'll probably do the same thing Tuesday, thin out some of the extra inventory we have in Toy Store 2.0, and then that'll let us get more inventory for the Whatnot auctions, and more importantly, more inventory, newer inventory for the shop, right? Look at this. I mean, you have all of these dinosaurs, and this is just part of it. All of these dinosaurs, gross minis, wrestlers, Barbie, tons of these are generations. We've got Funko on Funko, and this is just one side of the room, right? All of that over there, extra inventory that some of it's been sitting around for quite a while, right? These Dreams Lego sets, I'm selling them on eBay for $18.99. eBay takes half of the money, so I end up getting about $5 once it's all said and done for that Dreams Lego set. On Whatnot yesterday, I think we were selling them for 10 or 12 bucks. So a little bit better than eBay, and that's just one example. Some things we did less on, but I think we get the idea. Now, are we going to step away from eBay? I think probably. I just don't see a reason to continue putting a bunch of man hours into eBay. It does take time to list on eBay. It takes time to research the prices, which I guess would be part of the listing. And then a lot of things sit. It's very rare, unless we price it really low, that an eBay item just flies right off the shelf. Unless you go ridiculously low. Now, are we going to run into some problems with shipping? Probably. One person ordered 40 items, and I'm not sure how we're going to break it all down. It's going to be a learning curve, but once we figure it out, we will do just fine. And I'm surprised. In my mind, I was thinking, if I sell 250 items, I'm going to have to box up 250 items. Not the case. We've got to make 50 packages. Very manageable. Very manageable for us to do 50 packages. We're going to keep doing it. We had a really fun show. We picked up 250 followers on our first show, which I don't know if that's about right. But if you followed, thank you. I appreciate that. We are finally done. The toy store closes in 10 minutes. This was an incredibly long day. I didn't get a lot of footage. There was a lot going on, mostly around the shipping part of it, combining orders, how we need to set our shipping profiles and all that. But we are currently bagging up the Whatnot packages for the post office. And this is the second batch. All right, the post office, he already came. He did one pickup of the big boxes, and the sun's pretty bright right there. The big boxes where we had 40 items per box, those big orders, okay? And we definitely learned you need to do some custom shipping profiles. If you have more than, several items, they need to go to a new box. That's probably going to really help us out. Now, what else? We definitely need to do our numbering better. Everything needs to go on a certain spot on the boxes, top right, bottom left, whatever. You need to put your numbers in the same place for every single item. We spend a lot of time looking for the numbers, looking for the items So we've decided we're going to do some changing around of Toy Store 2.0, just in like the tables, right? For each batch of items, you'll have a separate table. We'll space them apart. We're going to move the boxes out here. We're going to clear these shelves off, do our boxes, put them right there. And then as far as when we run our orders, we're going to kind of limit what we run for the next couple of auctions, maybe 150, maybe 200 items. We're not going to run a lot of big things. We learned you got to pick your battles. All right, you have to pick your battles with what you're running. In the next auction, it's going to go a lot smoother. We think we can burn through 150, 200 smaller 1 to 2 pound items pretty quick, set up the shipping profiles, and then optimize all of this. If you look around, this is a disaster. Now, the problem with this is somebody's got to clean all this up, and that somebody is me. So we're going to come in early tomorrow, get this all fixed up, and we're actually going to start setting up for the next auction. We're going to order the right box sizes. And the toy store absolutely slammed today. The first person who came in bought $1,000 worth of Lego. Right off the bat, we had a big time Lego sell, and that's what you like to see. So I know when I get over there, the shelves are going to be empty and we need to stock some shelves. We are definitely going to be bringing on some help, getting the current help we got. Suzette was here today. My nieces were here. My brother was here. We'll get everybody some more hours, start expanding a little bit. But we really didn't talk about what we're doing with eBay. We got some eBay orders while we were doing our whatnot orders. eBay is going to be something we continue to do. We're going to talk about it, but it's not going to be today. This is going to be an extremely long day. I hope everybody's having a good weekend. And until next time, I will see you later. Peace.